Doing this thing year after year is definitely no easy task, but in terms of the motivation and the energy of doing it year after year, the need is there year after year after year. We approach this as a business, making an investment. And when you make an investment, you want to see a return on your investment. We're investing time, our energy, our resources, money, et cetera, et cetera. You want to see a return. You don't want to just, kind of just shoot blanks, in the dark.
Just as in the stars and the moon and everything that we stand for together in helping our communities.
I remember going to Booker T. Washington High School and spent the day there going over report cards, with the kids. The only ones that came to see us were the ones that had issues because they were compelled to. So there were some issues with those report cards, a lot of C's, a lot of D's, a lot of F's, And the thing about it is when you sit down and you speak to these kids, they're intelligent. They know what's going on. They're just not choosing to apply themselves. When I challenge them, I said, listen, you know what? I know you're capable of better. It's obvious just in our conversation, And I'm challenging you to show me that you're better. I'm challenging you to do better, to show your parents you're doing better, to show your teachers you can do better. From one grading period to the next, you saw C's and D's go to A's and B's. That's absolutely amazing. To actually follow, some of these kids that are considered to be at-risk youth because their situation at home. Sometimes it's not even the fact that they may be a bad child, but there's no support system at home, to even compel them to go to school, or get them to school, or get them the supplies that they need to excel in school.
Personally, I would say it's been very exciting to watch the foundation come together over the years, especially since I've known Irie for a while.
I mean, there's a couple of things that we're really looking at. Probably the most important is graduation rates. Also kids, applying and getting into college, right? I'm someone who, thank God, I've came from a very loving and supporting family emotionally, but they've supported me in everything else that I needed to do to kind of get to where I am today. I went to a wonderful college, great instructors and professors, and it's just been a great situation. For a lot of other kids, it's not the case. A lot of those things are missing, and it really needs someone to kind of come in and help them, fill those gaps and those missing pieces. High school graduation rates are not where they need to be. You have kids that are literally dropping out the moment they get out of middle school and going into high school because they feel like they're so far behind. It doesn't even make sense to try because they'll never catch up. There's no hope. At least they feel like there's no hope. That's what we want to curb. That's what we want to change. We want kids to know that, yes, there is hope. There is support, whatever it is that you need, whether it be tutoring, whether it be, after school programs, cultural experiences, whatever it is. We want to be able to supply those things to keep kids motivated and engaged, to not only stay in school, but to graduate on a level where they can be eligible for scholarships, they can get into the university of their choice. And we also want these kids to kind of realize what their dreams and goals are. I've had conversations with kids. They may have some interest in a certain vocation or a certain line, a certain profession, and they literally feel like, yeah, I see other people doing it, but I can never do that. We have to change that because the fact that you do see other people doing it means that you can do it as well. It may take a different path for you, it may take more support, but anything is possible. And that's really what we measure our success by. We want to get that graduation rate up, and we want more of these kids to have the opportunity to go to college.
Helping those kids in South Florida, we had a chance last year to bring 50 kids together to a heat game.
Programs that we support in our initiatives, we've been able to have lots of contact with not only kids but their families. One of the programs we work close with is After School All-Stars. A lot of these kids that are in the After School All-Stars program are kids that certainly talented and focused in school, but what happens is the second that bell rings and school's out, it changes from, okay, happy school mode to survival mode. Because what's happening at home is it could be a broken family where there's only one parent. That one parent is the sole breadwinner for the family, so they're working multiple jobs. There may or may not be an older sibling. Sometimes when there is an older sibling, they're in trouble themselves, so it's not really a very good support system once they're out of school. So I think it's important that we provide programs, an opportunity for these kids after school to stay engaged with their schoolwork, whether it be with sports or just even with a hobby or something that they're really interested in to get more engaged. That's something that has been a huge success for us, not only for the kids but for the parents, because now the parents that are working, that do care and are engaged, they feel so much better that, hey, you know what, my child's not just running the streets. They're somewhere that being cared for and nurtured and actually learning something.
They're working so hard to keep kids safe, to make sure that they're educated, they're getting their homework done, that somebody's monitoring them, that somebody cares about them. And at the end of the day, it's so important that children know that they're being looked after, that they're being cared for. And that's what the Irie Foundation and DJ Irie does. He's a mentor, he's a friend, and he's somebody that I am so proud to be partnered with and work around to keep children in Florida safe.
Hey, it's Miami's own DJ Irie. You may or may not know what I do, but let me tell you what's important. I've been in the streets, I've been into some of the most hard-hit areas, I've sat down with at-risk youth, and I see the issues that face them day in and day out. And you know what? A lot of people look at me and they see me like in the club spinning my records and, you know, screaming at the top of my lungs and at games, and all that is cool, and you may not even really associate a DJ per se with being someone that's going to be so entrenched, you know, in the community and wanting to do so much good. But that's who I am. We're breaking the mold. We're doing something that is not usually done by a lot of the folks that are in my line of business. What I'm here to do is set an example. I can do what I do because I set my mind to it. I'm focused at doing what we do. And what we're doing is we're changing lives. We're creating opportunity. Like I said before, I've sat down with a lot of these at-risk youth, and the issue is not a matter of capability, it's what's going on around the community. It's a lack of support, it's a lack of caring, it's a lack of just showing up for them. You know, what we need to do is come together as a community and show these kids that, hey, not only do we care about you, but we want to bring you guys the opportunities and the tools needed for you guys to succeed. That's what we're doing at the Irie Foundation. I have an amazing, amazing team with me, and we're all focused. We're all zeroed in on the same mission. And what we want to do is we want to take these at-risk youth and make sure they're graduating high school, make sure they're getting into college and pursuing the profession of their choice. It's not an easy task. There's a lot going on in these streets, there's a lot of distractions, but the more folks we can get together that have this mindset, the better our community will be, because it starts with the youth. And I'll tell you that first thing. There's a lot of issues out there in society, but if the youth are better, in a better position, I can guarantee you everything in our community gets better. It starts with our seeds. It starts with the roots. So if we all can kind of focus on that, it'll be a much, much better place. You know, and my thing is, if you're down with that and you're down with me, we welcome you with open arms to come and join us in doing what we do. We're not just, you know, sitting in offices, you know, on phones saying, hey, give us money. We're out there in schools, you know what I mean? We're out there doing the after-school programs. We're out there setting up the cultural experiences, you know? We're sitting with these kids, you know, one-on-one. You name it, whatever it takes to really make that difference, we're out there doing it. We want you to be a part of it. I represent the Irie Foundation. It's www.iriefoundation.org. You can learn a lot more about us right on there. Contact us, send us an email, info, reach out to us. We're here, come and be a part of this. We're doing a lot of good in our community. And trust me, when we all do it together, we can do so much more. So that's your boy, holla at me, let's do this.
Share a little wisdom, share a few words, but most importantly, to awards and scholarships as well. Please join me in welcoming DJ Irie.